Let's go! Next live trading session. We are just 4 minutes away from the US market open. So let's start directly with the daily bias. It's always the first step of my trading system, of my trading day. So here we are trading gold and QES again. And let's start with the daily chart on gold. So I instantly see a very interesting pattern, honestly. Because the yesterday's candle, the Monday's candle, is a nice pin bar with a long wick. You can see it. Yeah, we're still in a downtrend displayed by this red bars here. This is the trend detection algorithm of the trend bars pro indicator, which tells me, okay, red means we're still in a downtrend, but this is a first potential sign of recovery. So we took out the Friday's low, recovered all the way back above the low of the previous week low, honestly. And yeah, today, honestly, as we still, the previous day high is still intact, as you can see here. Yeah, that's the previous day high, the PDH. And this is still a magnet because we didn't take it out today. So I think we have a good chance that this is the next interesting key level for a target. And yeah, I remain with the bullish bias here on gold. So let's move on to NQ. I like what I see. The only thing is that yesterday we didn't take out the Friday's low, the previous week low, which would have been very nice. But we recovered a bit, closed inside this massive red Friday's candle. And today we already took out the previous day high. Okay, moving higher, but here the situation is quite mixed, honestly. So we could still dive lower, print another low to take out the previous week low, where still sits a lot of liquidity. And if this happens, yeah, it would be very bearish, honestly. But at the same time, we started a nice recovery and it could continue. So for me, this is a mixed bias. I cannot say, okay, bearish bias, bullish bias. That's why I will look at the structure on lower time frames to decide what the direction will be. And honestly, I think, yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. The yesterday's candle, the Monday's candle, took out the previous week low before we started the recovery. This is a strong sign, honestly. And it gives me a slight bullish bias here on ES. So it's also a mixed bias because we're in the middle of this red Friday's candle. Yeah, so it's another inside bar, honestly. But with this scenario right here where we already grabbed the liquidity, I definitely would favor longs here on ES compared to NQ, because this is a sign that, yeah, we have probably an outperformer here on ES. So bullish bias on gold. Here, no real bias for both charts, NQ and ES, but ES looks like it has potential to outperform today. So I would favor this one right here for longs, definitely, and this one for shorts. Now let's go down to the 5-minute chart as the US Open is happening right now. So the volatility comes in. Yeah, you can see it here on gold, instantly dropping. And I wouldn't be surprised if we can see this on NQ and ES as well already. So let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, the volatility kicks in. This is the first candle after US Open. You can see it. But yeah, okay. And let's start with gold. Okay, interesting. We have a little low here, but it's not too significant, honestly. But if we get a it is a little liquidity grab, honestly. Yeah, we grabbed the liquidity here below this low. Yeah, you can see it. We went below, and now we start a little recovery. And if we come up with a bullish signal in the next step, after we already forming such a nice pin bar here, then I would try a long. And we have a lot of nice targets right here. This top, or even the current week high, or the Monday's high would be great for a target. So let's see if we get the signal very soon. I would give it a try. And then let's take a look here on NQ. Well, the first candle doesn't tell us very much. We grabbed the liquidity here before, okay, of this level, which is very interesting. So it would, one could think about a short, but if you look at this structure we established is an uptrend. It's not a very stiff uptrend, yeah, it's more like sideways, but it is an uptrend. Yeah, we're printing higher highs, higher lows here. So it's a bit dangerous to enter a short here. So I would favor longs when I see this structure, definitely. Even if I get a liquidity grab like here, yeah, right now there's no clean signal, but we might take out this low right here, this, and then we could print a reversal, and then I would look for an entry, but not yet. And already, guys, I already told you that I'm expecting ES to outperform, and that's what's happening right now. You can already see what's happening here, yeah? We have, ES is just pushing, while NQ starts with a correction. This is not random. This is not random. It's obvious. So, yeah, the one here, ES took the liquidity from yesterday's low, and NQ not. So, ES has the reason, or the biggest player in the markets have a reason to push the market now in the other direction, as they already grabbed the liquidity and used them for an exit. And you can see it here. It's so often. It's a great thing you can use for your analysis. So yeah, it would be great if we get something like a pullback to this, yeah, previous resistance line, which now turned into support, and then bounce off and print a signal, and then I would be allowed to enter a long trade, because yeah, also here we have an even stronger uptrend than on NQ, and I would like to follow this uptrend. Yeah, this follow the trend. It's not just a nice sentence you could learn. It's really true. Follow the trend. It's always gives you a special edge. Okay, so right at the beginning we don't have clean signals, but the volatility is there. We're not far from maybe the first chance. So I will keep watching the charts and react as fast as possible, because that's very important. I need to be there when the signal appears. Otherwise, maybe I will miss the chance. But there's another thing I need to show you guys, because if you watched the last session, I opened a gold long trade. Yeah, very late in my session, because I'm only trading the first 2 hours after US Open. And I want to show you what happened with this position. Here it is. Yeah. What I always do, I'm telling this every session, at the end of the US session, yeah, which is right here. Yeah, this is the whole opening range here. Let me quickly, yeah, now you can see it. This one here is the opening range. It's the opening range pro indicator. It displays the whole opening range for me till the end of the US session, which was right here. And this was also the moment when I closed this position. So probably a few minutes before, honestly. And yeah, you can see, we can draw it to the end of the session. Yeah, I ended it with around break even. I closed here, I entered here. Yeah, it's not a winner. I was just slightly in profit with, I don't know, $50. So yeah, it's basically nothing, but better than a loser. I followed my system. And look what happened. Yeah, if I would have left the position open, I would have been stopped out. And what happened then? Yeah, the move in the opposite direction followed. And this is not a surprise, because this was another liquidity grab. Yeah. So everything totally fine. I did everything right. I'm completely fine with my decisions from the last sessions. And now let's continue with the current session, which starts with massive volatility here. You can see the first move of NQ, it's about to completely get bought off again here. So yeah, there's nothing to trade. But I like to see that ES is pumping. So we just need a little pullback, and then we could enter into this very nice uptrend, which would be great. We have the target here, the current week high, which should provide a nice target and a nice risk reward ratio if we get a pullback. If we take it out, then we need a breakout above this level and then a pullback, and then we get the next chance. But yeah, let's see. Let's stay patient, guys. I'll keep you updated. Oh man, guys. Yeah, traditional markets are pumping. It's crazy, honestly. Look at this. Look at this price action here on NQ. This was the first candle after US Open. Yeah, what a scam move. Yeah, we grabbed some liquidity here, and now we're printing the first green trend bar again, and we took out all these highs. Honestly, this is a strong signal. We have this on the 15-minute chart. This is the 15-minute chart, the last 3 candles, another continuation bar. So this is a strong signal. I will give it a try, I guess. Yeah, this would be the next target. Okay. Let me draw a line here. It's a previous support, which now turned into resistance, so it can work as a target. And maybe I'm a bit late now, but yeah. Let me check the risk reward ratio. Always below the low, stop loss. Okay, this would be okay. Let's give it a try. I will try a limit order, but still, I could get an entry. Let's go. Yeah, so right here, right below the low. So entry a bit lower, probably here. Probably a bit lower. This looks fair enough. Alright, that's okay. Let's see if we come back or if we're just pushing now. I wouldn't even be surprised as the price action is crazy here. But yeah, with this high volatility, it's also possible that we get a shorter move down, then I get the entry, and then we can continue. So yeah, let's see. If we get pumped too high, then I will delete the limit order, needless to say. But the game is not over yet. We're still in the opening range. Volatility will stay high for the next couple of minutes, maybe even the next half an hour. So maybe I can get the entry. Okay. Yes, it's just pushing as well. Honestly, a pullback is on the table. The pullback to these previous highs. So yeah, we'll wait for now. I will not delete this order. We have this crazy strong uptrend, and I would really like to enter into this uptrend. What is gold doing here? What's this? What the hell? But it wasn't a liquidity grab here. You can see it. And this was the key area of liquidity, but we didn't take it out. So this is not a signal, not tradable. Yeah, maybe we're sidelined. But as I see that ES is breaking out as well above this last resistance, maybe we get another pullback a bit later, and well, good chance for an entry, I guess. Well, game is not over. Gold is crazy. What's this? And look at this 15-minute candle as well. This nice morning star. Wow. And gold and traditional markets are pumping together, which is not always the case, honestly. But it can happen. So the correlation is there. Yeah, very often, if gold is pushing, then traditional markets will probably move in the opposite direction, but not here in this case. Not here in this case. And traditional markets doesn't look like they want to stop here. I mean, it's good for my stock portfolio, but yeah, it's a bit sad if I cannot get into this strong uptrend today. So the market really looks like it wants higher. Yeah, we had this uptrend and now we have the breakout. It really looks like market wants higher. But as always, patience needed. So I will trade only strong signals I get inside my system. I will look at my checklist, go through all the points before I enter a trade. I also did this before this trade. You didn't see it because the list is not here on my chart. It's just for internal use. So yeah, it's all only for our participants in the our traders inside the TRN trading system. Okay, let's see, guys. So looks like we're getting the little pullback here. Not far from my limit order. I would still be comfortable in this setup if I get the entry now. Would be completely fine. Because this was a real breakout. Yeah? You can see we closed above all these highs here. Yeah. And also above this key area, this top right here. So yeah, I think the chance is high that we will continue the uptrend. Gold is crazy choppy, honestly. Here we go. I'm in. I like to be in this uptrend, honestly. Hopefully this was not a fake out. And I get stopped out within the next few minutes now with a massive red candle. But yeah, if this is my future, then it is how it is. Okay. Everything fine for now. Everything fine. But there's no other signal right now. Maybe we get a further pullback here on ES to this previous support resistance and then bounce off. But yeah, for now, I mean, I'm already in position, so I don't have to push something. If this becomes a winner and it's the only winner for the day in the end, who cares? It's okay for me. But yeah, then it should be really a winner. Let's see. Okay, guys, honestly, it looks like this will not play out the way I planned it. We're hitting my stop loss now. So this is the first loser of today. Okay. Yeah, we didn't continue the uptrend, but it looks like the market comes up with the next opportunity because yeah, we grabbed some liquidity here, but we still have one level left here, this one, where we need the liquidity as well. So maybe we can take it out here. And yeah, ES had a nice pullback to this previous high, this previous resistance. So it would also be the perfect moment to bounce off and print a bullish signal. And then I would, get into position here. But therefore we need really a clean signal. Right now this is not enough. Gold is still fighting. Still the liquidity is sitting around here, around this low. So I need to wait. I need to wait till gold shows a reaction. And yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we, yeah, I mean, maybe I was exit liquidity here. That's definitely possible. But still, there's one level left here. It's still a magnet, so I cannot enter. Even if I get a signal here, I cannot enter because this is, yeah, this magnet is still there. So market will probably dive lower for one further time. Maybe take out this low, yeah, like this here, and then bounce off. And then I would also look for an entry here. But not yet, not yet. ES looks more interesting as we have a pullback to this previous resistance line. And now we might bounce off. Let's see. Okay, guys, it's getting interesting here for NQ. Yeah, we're down, but we're taking out this support level right here, yeah, the green line. So this would be the perfect area to print a reversal and to enter along. And at the same time, even if we cannot catch along, it's also the point where we could turn to a downtrend. If we get a real breakdown, yeah, then a pullback, then we could continue. And then I would look for an entry. So it's getting more and more interesting here, even if we don't have a clean signal for now. Gold still fighting, yes, still this support line is still intact, so no chance to do something here. And yeah, on ES this support didn't hold, so we're already below. So let's see what happens when we reach the next key level, which would be the current Asian session high, honestly, and this low we formed on the 5-minute chart. So yeah, still some patience needed, no clean signals for now.
Would you buy or sell? Would you buy or sell?
Okay, markets are really crazy today. Look at gold. Gold grabbed all the liquidity below this lows here. It's crazy, and we're dumping further. So yeah, if we get a pullback, something like this, and bounce off, I would catch an entry here and be short. Or we get a quick recovery and print a bullish signal, then this is just a liquidity grab. Here was the liquidity. Yeah, it's a bit crazy what's happening here. And it doesn't look pretty much better here on NQ and ES. So ES is nowhere right now. Below every support here. So also here, I would think about a short if we get a pullback, yeah, and then continue downwards, for example. Let's see. NQ on the way to the next key level where we could print a bullish reversal, and then I would be long. But it could honestly right now be the time where we start into a downtrend. We had the lower low, now a pullback, print a lower high, and then bearish again with a bearish signal. Then this could be the turn to a bearish, to a downtrend, and then I would try a short. So I think we're not far from a strong signal. So I will watch very close now the next few candles. And yeah, hope I can catch an entry then, guys. Okay, it's getting interesting here. Gold is getting stronger and is about to confirm a green trend bar, just a little bit higher. And then I would try along here, because this was a nice liquidity grab. We took all the liquidity below these lows here, and this low especially. And now we're back up again, ready to start a recovery. And yeah, this is not the perfect liquidity grab as we closed below the support, but it was very close and we had a very sharp move. We have a bullish bias on gold, So all in all, it would be enough for me to give it a try, but only if we really get a bullish reversal bar, a green trend bar, which would mean we turn to uptrend. But for now, yeah, the signal is not here. So let's see. The next few minutes will next few 5-minute candles will be very interesting to see. I just saw that here on ES, it was a nice pullback to the Asian session high. As you can see, this level right here, this box is the opening range pro indicator. It displays the Asian session. And we bounced off this level. So honestly, okay, NQ went too low for this, but here on ES, it would be possible to enter a trade if we get a bullish signal. So we don't have a bullish signal for now, but yeah, the chance is here. So let's see. So markets want lower. Gold is dumping like crazy, and we might turn into a downtrend from here. So yeah, if we get a pullback, then I would look for a short. Or we take out this level right here and then print a recovery, then I would look for a long entry still, because this was a very sharp move. It's not said that this is the start of a downtrend. So therefore we need a lower high, a clean lower high, and then a bearish continuation signal. So yeah, I still would try along if we print the reversal right here. And honestly, yeah, also NQ is dumping hard. We're taking out the next very interesting key level. So now is also the time to look for a long entry. If we get a fast recovery now within the next few candles with a clean signal, then possible. But if we get just a pullback to the opening range low and then bounce off, I'm short, guys. Then I'm short. But too early to say that. It's definitely a lot of liquidity in the markets today, so yeah, but the signals are not clean enough to take action, at least not for now. So yeah, let's see how far we go here. If we get a pullback at some point, or the market is just dumping, then I will not catch an entry. I mean, if you have a swing like this, where do you want to catch an entry? It's impossible. We need a pullback or a reaction at the key level, and then it gets interesting again, guys. So stay tuned. I will tell you when the time has come. Okay, guys, it's getting interesting here on gold, because we had the pullback to the opening range low. Yeah. And now we could print, here it is. This is a bearish reversal bar. This is the signal we would need for an entry, a short entry. And then we can target the previous day and the current week high, low, which is here, which would be a great target, a strong magnet. So it would be a valid short trade, as we might have started to a downtrend, where this is just the pullback and then we get the bearish continuation. But as you can see, the signal is not there yet. So it was just a try without a confirmed reversal bar here. Yeah, I cannot trade this. So this is, but we're not far. You can see it's just a few ticks and then the signal is there again. Yeah. I think I should prepare my trade. So let me check what we got here. The stop loss goes above the pullback a few ticks, and then the target would be here. And the limit entry would be here, probably. Here, probably. Yeah, it would be a valid trade. But it's not yet. So we need to see if we get this signal in the end, if the candle closes here. Otherwise, I need to delete this limit order. And here it goes. No. No, that's not the entry. Sorry, guys. It was a try. It was a try. But we need clean signals. And for now, we are still waiting. So here, this is not a real pullback. Yeah, the trend bars didn't even turn green in between. And we're too far away from the opening range low. And here, yeah, we have this previous support line. But also this is not a real pullback without green trend bars in between and just 4 candles. No, I cannot trade this. Yeah, it looks like, guys, that we need to wait. But here in gold, if we close with a red trend bar here, with this candle, then I would still enter a short trade. Because this is a strong move, and yeah, we already were close the previous day low and the current week low, which is such a strong magnet. So I wouldn't be surprised if we take it out. That's why I would give it a try. But yeah, the time is not yet, so stay tuned, guys. I will tell you when the time has come. Okay, guys, I can see here we grabbed the liquidity below this support here. It wasn't the perfect liquidity grab, but since then, yeah, we closed a bit below, but since then we moved up and we had this crazy down move. So the recovery could start now. That's why, yeah, that's why I will try along here. I will try to set a limit order. Maybe I will not, it will not get triggered. Then it is how it is, but I will give it a try. I just saw the signal. We have a very strong target. So stop loss below here, below the previous low. Limit at the, close price of the last candle. This would be okay. And then let's go. Let's see. It's honestly not the super duper A+ setup, but in this scenario where we had such a crazy move, we took out so much liquidity, yeah, and then recovered. It's worth a try, even if it's not the perfect liquidity grab. It's worth a try. And honestly, if we get rejected very soon here from the opening range low, then I will close this long trade instantly and probably, hopefully, prevent a big loss. So I think I can get this under control, and that's why I will give it a try. So even if ES was the strongest symbol, but here I had a signal, yeah, I had the liquidity grab, we went a bit higher and then confirmed this blue bar here, this bullish reversal bar. This is a real entry signal, so that's why I'm giving it a try here. So let's see. Okay, we are right at the support. Yeah, if we get the rejection here, then it's getting a bit difficult. But let's see. I'm fine with my decision here. We are quite far away still from the current week low, so there's a chance that this was the move. In comparison to ES, which is already much closer to these interesting levels. And then we have gold, which is about to, okay, here it is. We have a breakdown bar or a reversal bar. It's honestly, it's both at the same time here. And if we confirm this signal here, I would go short gold at the same time. It would be perfect, honestly, because this is a bit risky, this trade right here. And if I can enter a short on gold at the same time, it would be a hedge against this long trade, and it would be great. But yeah, I need a real signal here, and there's no real signal, so yeah, I will wait. Let's see if we get something, guys. I will keep you updated. Okay, guys. Yeah, here NQ had the pullback to this resistance line. And if we print a red trend bar again here, then I will have to close this long trade with a slight loss. We are very close, just a bit lower, and this bar will turn green, and then I have definitely to close this trade if we close in the reds. I don't like it. Honestly, it's the worst thing to have to close a trade when it's a loser, but this is too dangerous. I knew that this would be risky with this not perfect liquidity grab and so close to a potential resistance. Yeah, maybe this wasn't the best trade I ever did here, and it wasn't the best setup. But yeah, I'm fine with that. And honestly, I could instantly try a short then, because we had the pullback, and yeah, now we're turning to red trend bars again, probably. So yeah, I could enter a short trade and then target this cluster of levels right here, which is very close already, and it's a very strong magnet. But let's see, a few ticks and we will close in red, and then it has to be like this. But yeah, okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah, we closed like this. Okay, I will close this position, take a little loser, and now I will try a short instead here. So let's prepare. Okay, stop loss below, above this pullback right here, this previous high, target previous week low. And now limit order a bit. Okay. Now comes the recovery, obviously. I will give it a try. Let's see if I can catch an entry here. Let's see. Honestly, I can also take my limit order down a bit. It's fine. Even a bit more. I just want to enter, so it's okay. But now I will leave everything as it is here. If I don't catch the entry, then yeah, shall it be? But maybe I will. We're exactly at my entry here. Honestly, I mean, it's a bit smaller position here, but that's completely fine. So this session it's really a tough one to trade. Gold is getting interesting, but no, this is not a clean signal. But it looks like this was the right decision to close this trade, as we're already close to my potential stop loss. So it was just a small loser. That's okay. But it also looks like I will be sidelined here. Okay. Okay. If we drop further, then I will delete this order. It is how it is. Everything is better than... but for now I can stick to this. Let's see. Okay. That's a bit sad, guys, that I missed this entry. Oh man, this is really not my session. Very frustrating. I've got the second loser, even if it was a small one. And now I missed this entry. Oh man, that's real tough. That's real tough. That's a tough session. I can feel it. It's doing something that I missed this entry. And probably we will now dive lower and take all the liquidity here. And I have to delete my order very soon. That's shit. And here on gold, we have the pullback now, a breakdown bar, but the risk reward ratio is not good. I will try it with the limit order on gold. Stop loss above this pullback right here, then the limit order a bit higher, and then this would be the target. Oh, a lot higher, I guess. And yeah, I will delete this one here. We're too low already. And it's getting a little interesting here on ES. So we are just taking out the previous day low. If we get a nice liquidity grab here and turn bullish afterwards, then I would give it a try and enter long, as this is the strongest level we have today. Okay, now, yeah, it's gone. This is the perfect time for a reversal, and maybe the last chance for me to catch a strong reversal. But it looks like market wants lower. That's not nice. Let's see. Okay, guys, this is the toughest session so far. Again, my entry didn't get triggered, and the market is moving down without me. Will probably hit my target. And honestly, this trade, yeah, where I missed the entry as well, is close to my target. Oh man, guys, that's so tough. But it's also a good lesson for me. Yeah, in the end, this long trade right here, I think it was a bit too risky. So it wasn't the perfect decision from my side. Shouldn't have taken it. The first trade, the first loser where I went long was totally fine. But this one here, yeah, it would have been better to stay sidelined there. So here, yeah, I can delete this. This didn't work. But we have the next very interesting levels very close. And yeah, ES is already below everything. Man, that's bloody. That's bloody. But here on Q, we still could get another move down to grab all the liquidity here below the previous week low and then print a bullish reversal. Would be the last chance probably for me to catch an entry. We are very close. But otherwise, this all went too fast. There wasn't even a real pullback in between to catch an entry. No. And gold, yeah, you can see it. Gold is grabbing the liquidity very soon, probably below these two lows. And then there could be a reversal. But yeah, it's very tough to get an entry here. Probably not possible. So yeah, it's the first session, guys. I have to end probably with a loss. Yeah, I was very comfortable because the last 4 sessions I was able to stay in profit. Yeah. So the first loser, I need to journal everything. I need to walk through these trades. But as I already said, I'm fine with this one. With the long I took. I think it was here on NQ. Is it right? Yeah, here, the long. So we grabbed the liquidity here below this low. It was fine. And then we just dropped lower. So tough to get an entry here. This was the only chance, and I tried to enter. It was so close. It was just bad luck, honestly. It was one tick, and then I would have been in. And honestly, right now we're reaching my target, my potential target. This is really sad. It's really tough. But I will definitely upload this session because I think it's a good, a good lesson. probably also for some other traders out there. Yeah, because this would be a moment where I could start to revenge trade or to overtrade because I missed all these chances and now I want to make it back. No, I will not do this. I will definitely not do this. And yeah, I will only trade clean signals as always. It doesn't matter if I'm frustrated because I already have 2 losers. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I will give it another 5 minutes and then my session will be over because I'm only trading the first 2 hours after US Open. And yeah, so let's see if we print a reversal with the next 5-minute candle. The chance is honestly very low. So yeah, this will be my last act and then I will leave this session. I will end it. And honestly, I think it's a good idea. Then if a session turns out like this, where I have losers and then I'm not even able to enter to get the entry I want, yeah, for a trade that honestly would have hit my target, that's very sad. And gold, the same thing. Gold didn't come back to trigger my entry. And yeah, now already would have been in my target. That's frustrating, guys. That's really frustrating. But it is how it is. That's trading. I think many of you know this. Some sessions are like this. And it's also a win if you're not revenge trading, if you're not over trading because you want a winner or you want to make something back. And I don't need to because I already had 3 winning sessions, 1 break even, and this is the first session I have to end with a loss. So all in all, my statistic is very great. Please watch my recent sessions I uploaded. I'm completely transparent there. Then you will see that I'm not lying. And so it feels much more worse than it is to end the day like this. It's a bit crazy. It's a mindfuck. But yeah, that's how the game works. So, but here on gold right now, we are forming a nice pin bar. So with the next 5-minute candle, if we get a green trend bar after this pin bar, then there would be hope. There would be the chance for a long entry, and I would give it a try. Because this is a crazy strong signal. Yeah, we grabbed all the liquidity below these areas. And another interesting thing is that it's Tuesday. And there's a secret trading rule I will tell you now. It's called the turnaround Tuesday. And the turnaround Tuesday means that on Tuesday we print the low of the week. And if we print the low on the week on Tuesday, which is happening right now, as you can see, and recover right afterwards and print a bullish signal, then there's a good chance, I think 80% chance, that we have found the direction for the rest of the week, which would be up here in this case. So yeah, we confirmed the pin bar here. And now this candle is very important. This is the last chance. If we pump back, close above this candle here probably, then I have an entry signal. Let's see. It would fit perfectly to this session that in the end I'm getting an entry here. And it would be a very nice entry. I mean, look at this risk-reward ratio. If I enter here probably, stop loss here, it's around 4R. If I make this, I would end this session highly in profit. But as you can see, we're far away from this. So it's just a dream, I guess. It's just a dream, but not the reality. So, yeah, this is the last candle. And then for me, this session will be over. Let's take a last look here on NQ and ES. The market looks so horrible. I don't know if there are bad news or something, because I checked the calendar and there's nothing special today. So it's probably, I don't know if there's another strike on Iran or Strait of Hormuz, another conflict between US and Iran, or I don't know, Israel and Iran. I'm not able to check the news right now. But it looks a bit like something worse happened here. So that's a crazy move on NQ and ES and gold as well. I mean, gold followed NQ and ES. This is not the typical case here. It's a crazy session. I think I can be happy that that I'm ending this with just a small loss. So the first was 1R, and the second, I think I closed it when I was 30% in drawdown. So yeah, even less than 1.5R loss after this session. That's okay. Could have been much worse. It was a very tough session, so that's fine. Okay. No. Traditional markets look like, honestly, nothing can stop them. Now, ES is below all the interesting levels. No sign of potential recovery. And okay, and Q is all honestly at a very interesting point because we have the liquidity still here. I think we will take it out very soon. Maybe then we get a recovery. Would be a nice entry, but for me this will be too late because I will end the session in a few minutes. Yeah. Hey, look at this. No? My target would have been hit here on the gold short that I couldn't get. I think this will not be the long signal I was looking for. And guys, with this said, that's it for today. Now you know how it looks like when my trading system, doesn't work in such a hooked session. But one of the signals, it was my fault. This long here right now, it was too dangerous. It was too close to a potential resistance. I did it only because we had this sharp down move and a dirty liquidity grab. It was not the perfect liquidity grab because we closed below. So yeah, I didn't even follow my rules perfectly. So I cannot complain. And yeah, I will end my session now. Hope that you liked what you see. I'm completely transparent. I will also show you my losers also in the future. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out the next session, which will maybe go online tomorrow. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Hope I see you in the next one.